Hey guys, MuJK here. Somebody in my comments had asked for a Kagura spotlight, and I think it's very appropriate because not only is she a character that everybody can get, she's a free character, part of the important storyline for Sacred Stone Memories, but she's also quite usable now. I have to say I'm pretty impressed with her for a free character. She kind of doesn't have like your typical drawbacks that a free character would have. Namely, her stats are pretty good. Like her magic attack is through the roof, 583. Granted, it's with her gear, but that's how you're going to be using her anyway, and this is freely farmable, so why not? Very, very good magic attack, and of course the setup is Mystical Fire. This one gives you 20% magic attack and also magic defense, so very good passive. Like your typical magic up +1 and magic up +2 don't even have that much, so this is pretty impressive stuff. If you're up against all water enemies, by the way, you'd want to use Heat Haze because this gives you water resistance and a little bit of physical defense. It does lower your agility, probably down to 87 or something. Yeah, it lowers your agility for sure, but I mean, just the extra resistance would be pretty important for keeping her alive, so it might be a worthwhile trade-off. Vulcan's Barrier, I don't have it built up, but gives her a chance of defending magic damage, so it's like a 50% chance to proc, and it guards 25% of the damage, so pretty impressive stuff. Coupled with her high magic defense, she's actually very tough to kill, from mages and stuff like that. And we have Blaze Orb, basic Blaze Orb. If you really needed to have different elements, you could go with basic spell casting, and this will give you, of course, access to different elements here from her mage job. But, for the purposes of this video, we'll go ahead and just show Blaze Orb here. And yeah, I have to say she's pretty impressive. I do have her equipment built up, but even so, I think her stats would be pretty good. If I were to use her in a real match or something, I would probably want to put Alchemist Mascot on for sure, because, she is kind of squishy. Not really her fault, she is a mage, so yeah, her agility 107, that's not too bad actually for a mage. You don't really have the free unit stats that you would typically see with an agility of 80 something or whatever. So yeah, with the 3 move and her nice stats and her abilities, she's actually quite usable. Of course, the problem with her is that if you do happen to use her Blaze Orb abilities, they're all fire based, so it's not going to be good for water enemies. But again, if you absolutely need to use her, you can probably put on Heat Haze and use the basic mage spells instead. So why don't we go jump into a level and just kind of show you how she plays out. I have not used her very extensively, so I'm going to be kind of learning on the fly. I've used her a little bit, so yeah, there's that little disclaimer there. But pretty cool that we have free characters coming our way like this that have a variety of uses. If you're up against wind units, that's actually going to be a great place to bring her, because the double fire is just going to do a ton of damage. She also has an ability that raises wind resistance as well, so she can be really, really ideal in some situations. So why don't we go ahead, let's see here, raises agility, that raises by 20%, I believe, something pretty good. Evasion rate of allies around yourself, that raises by 10. But yeah, why don't we go ahead and use that? Might as well make ourselves just a little bit faster. That's what it looks like. Pretty cool animation. Of course, one of the cool things about mages is that they start with so many jewels that you don't have to farm it up first. So a regular attack would do 577 against this Sengetsu. I still don't understand why this Sengetsu is a wind unit in this level. It's kind of a weird thing, but anyway, let's go ahead and show off her abilities here. Burnout is kind of like your Retribution Blade, 3 range, 1 square line. And what's good about this is that it's instant. So a lot of these have cast speeds associated with them. Actually, not a lot of them. I would say, of course, Blazing Vortex does. This one has a few that have cast speeds associated with them, but Burnout is immediate, so let's go ahead and try that. Yeah, I have to say, actually, that's kind of a nice mix of instant cast and cast time. So instant cast is obviously better, more convenient, but even spells with cast time are not as bad as they kind of used to be. We did get Deneb, our first astrologer in the game, so that's going to help out a lot with these mage compositions with the reduced cast times. Also, there's a lot of strategies kind of coming out, or maybe they've been out and I just haven't noticed them, but people are finding really cool uses of using overclock on sages and stuff, where you can basically like start casting with the sage, cast overclock on them, and then you can actually reposition them, recast it immediately. So it's like a lot of cool tricks with that. Anyway, let's go ahead and try out her Blazing Vortex. So this is going to be her big 5x5 AoE spell. Let's be careful here to not hit ourselves. So let's do that. Again, I'm going to have to replay this level so that I can show all the abilities. But yeah, this is a really nice AoE. Not the most damage in the world. You could see that it was pretty modest, but yeah, I mean, gets the job done. Again, that really high magic attack stat is going to help her to, do good damage in a lot of situations. Flaming Kagutsuchi. Range of 2. Okay, so this is like your, the rectangle type of thing. So let's try this out. Yeah, I like these too. I mean, these come in handy very often. So let's do that. Pretty cool. Yeah, I actually didn't realize that she had all these instant cast spells, which is really nice. Oh my gosh, what happened to all my AP? You know what? I'm sorry. I'm just going to have to use it. I know this is painful. It's painful for me too. 50 gems just to replenish 120 AP. Pretty painful, but I also don't want to stop the video and start all over. I don't have the time for that. So, oh man, 50 gems down the drain. Okay. Anyway, we've shown off all her main abilities. Let's go ahead and jump into some of the other stuff. Heat Wave, range of 4. Alright, so this is your single target. I think I remember this having a decent multiplier compared to our other stuff. The cost is low and the cast speed is pretty fast, so this might be a nice choice. Oh, unfortunately it doesn't reach. Alright. Actually, why don't we go ahead and do the agility thing again, just because we want to be able to cast as many times as we can. And if you can dodge an attack at some point, even better. Oh, speak of the devil. Alright. Kagutsuchi. Okay, so this is her master ability that comes attached to her gear. Long range cross. It's actually not that long range. I think it's like 3. Yeah, it's like a range of 3, and it's a 3x3 diamond. Still pretty good, and it does appear to be instant range, or instant cast. So let's try this out. Yeah, it's very good damage. 2163 versus 577 for a regular attack. 1247 for these instant castings. So yeah, definitely a pretty high multiplier here. Let's try it out. Pretty cool. Nice. And it buffs up her magic attack. I apologize, I didn't remember to look it up, how much it buffs her up. But I don't know. I'm imagining it's like 20% at least, hopefully. So yeah, that's a really nice magic ability or master ability. Heat Wave. All right, let's try the single target attack here. Of course, single targets where you select unit instead of grid. That means it locks on, so even if the guy moved, it would still hit him. Pretty nice. I don't mind the cast speed so much for single target spells because, again, it does lock on, so I don't mind if they move. Alright, so Scorching Armor, this is a wind resistance up kind of ability. Fire already is resistant to wind, but if you wanted to really be strong against wind, this would be a nice support ability, I guess. But we're not going to do that here. Not really much to see. So Silencing Flames, this is another nice AoE. This is faster casting than Blazing Vortex. 240 here versus the faster 360. although this only has a 3x3 instead of the 5x5. But it also does have this silence effect on it too. So, kind of keeping with the theme of her being really good against mages, with her high magic defense, her ability to guard magic damage, and she can silence them. She's going to be really good against mages. If she's up against wind mages or something, that would just be game over for the wind mages. Really good stuff. I think we have like one more thing to use here. Cast Daze. Alright, so this is actually kind of a slow cast for something that's only a status ailment. It is a good one, assuming it's guaranteed, but of course, a lot of tougher enemies seem to be immune to this anyway. This is kind of like, I think it's Rider Yomi's caster subskill, where she has something like this, but yeah. I think this is guaranteed, I'm not sure. Let's try it out. Cool. Okay. Yeah, and obviously I prefer Daze over Bind because, I don't care if they move if they can't hit me. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me just go ahead and finish this match out, I guess, with Blazing Vortex. But, like I said, she definitely feels a ton better than she used to, with her extra mobility. And just her magic defense is so high. And her agility is not that bad either, so I think she's quite usable. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the spotlight. I was kind of learning along the way too a little bit, so I think I'm gonna enjoy using her in certain maps. Maybe I'll try to show some strategies using her. So yeah, if you haven't already, go ahead, farm her up and farm up her gear. She's gonna be definitely useful in some situations, especially like in Tower of Veda, and of course wind enemies and stuff like that. So take care, guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace.